The 5-year drought has officially come to a close as Missouri and Florida State tipped off just about 20 minutes ago. One of the most popular attractions here on the streets of Nashville are these pedal-powered parties. 2 games the Tigers have played against the Bulldogs this season have been their lowest point totals of the season. It is an eerily quiet scene outside of the Bridgestone Arena, knowing that just inside, thousands of screaming fans are urging their team on. Connects Nashville's West Riverfront and Nissan Stadium to downtown behind me and the Bridgestone Arena, kind of like how Conzo Martin has been a bridge between 2 eras of Tiger basketball. Selection Sunday means anxiety abounds across the country for numerous NCAA teams, and Missouri was no different, seeking its first bid since 2013. You could say Michael Porter Jr., still rusty, didn't have his legs back, gasping for breath. He wasn't who we expected him to be. A bowler's quintessential items: her ball, shoes, wrist brace, guide dog.
I was so nervous about joining the team, I forgot to tell him I was blind.
Nina Theroff was born with retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, which often causes tunnel vision.
I can't see anything to the sides. It's like looking through straws.
But her disease was amplified after an accident a few years back.
I decided to get a pedicure from a lawnmower, severed the nerves through my foot, and the nerve medication attacked my eyesight. And within 29 days, I was legally blind.
There definitely is a challenge to teaching somebody who is visually impaired how to bowl. So we use the limited visibility that she has to line her feet up the right way, and the rest of it really has to come from feel.
He did not miss a beat, and he's like, all right. He's like, I'm excited. This will be a new challenge. I'm like, you have no idea.
Theroff, armed with her trusty steed Tetra, loves to prove that bowling is for everyone.
My favorite is when I go into the bowling alley and I go down into the bowlers area and people try to run me off. They're telling me this is for bowlers only. I know. Well, you can't sit down here. Well, yeah, I can. No, it's for bowlers. I know, I'm going to bowl. Are you serious? Well, yeah, I want to see what it's all about.
Yet Nina's disease provides daily challenges.
I can sneeze and lose my vision for 15 seconds or 5 days.
And she still makes it look easy. Too easy.
The opening of the ball return.
With Theroff's help, I decided to see for myself how challenging it could be. To try and replicate what Nina has to go through, I'm going to try and bowl blindfolded. It was tough enough finding the ball's holes, but the lane, nearly impossible.
Every tournament has had a different challenge, but she does very well and does better than a lot of players that have all of their sight.
She does so well that more than once, people have told her she doesn't look blind.
But nobody can tell me what a blind person should look like. And I understand the stereotypes and whatnot, and they'll say, well, you're not blind. Well, let me drive your car. Nobody has yet to let me drive their car. It's very disappointing.
No car, but she's definitely in the right lane. Kevin Levine, KOMU8 Sports, Jefferson City. The NAIA National Championship Tournament starts this week, and the Central Methodist Eagles have played their way into a 2 seed this season. But even as they seek their first national title in program history, the team knows they're playing for more than themselves. If he could go back to the 24-year-old that first took the court in 1985 and tell him he'd win 600 games, 5 conference titles, and would get to watch his son, who wasn't born yet, play for and coach alongside him, CMU head coach Jeff Sherman would have found that, well,
that would have been hard to believe, and something that only happened to other people.
And throughout his 33 years, Sherman has followed one guiding principle.
Coach Sherman, he's loving. He's a loving guy, honestly.
You know he loves you. I mean, if he didn't love you, he wouldn't do the things that he does for us.
We're a family, and they've touched my heart in a lot of ways. We all have tough situations. They've picked me up as much as I think that we as a coaching staff tend to help pick them up.
His on and off the court families crossed paths 3 years ago when he had the opportunity to bring his son, a 2-time NAIA All-American, onto the coaching staff.
He gives me a lot of freedom to do stuff and to grow, but at the same time, there's still so much that I have to learn, and sometimes I like to sit back because he just knows so much more than I do.
Sherman's philosophy of family first was front and center earlier this season when tragedy struck one of his own.
A couple of months before season started, Matt and Stacia found out that their baby didn't have a heartbeat about a month before he was scheduled to be born.
Early on, we had a meeting and we just decided to dedicate the season to Jackson. And so, I think we're doing a good job so far. We got more things that we need to get done.
You know, we know Jackson's looking down on us, and you know, hopefully he is with us. And that's what we choose to believe.
While Sherman is still looking to win the big one, he's always known winning was not the legacy he wanted to leave.
So I've always said, yeah, I have 2 sons, Ryan and Matt. But my wife and I are so blessed to have hundreds and hundreds of sons that we still consider part of our family over these 30-plus years. Those are the type of things I want to be known for, not as many games as we've won. Those are the type of things it's all about.
In Fayette, Kevin Levine, KOMU8 Sports. The St. Louis Cardinals entered the weekend 3 games back of the Cubbies for the lead in the NL Central. But after sweeping Atlanta and Chicago getting swept out of New York, they came into Monday's matchup versus the Marlins in a 3-way tie for first place. Gorgeous weather in South Florida for a little baseball. Carlos Martinez was on the mound for the Birds, but it was what he did at the plate that left an impression. Second inning, bases loaded, and Martinez rips one deep into the corner. Ozuna finally chases it down, but not before the bases clear. A 3-run double. We move to the 4th. Martinez, he seems to like that spot. He goes there again. Sierra comes around to score, and Martinez has driven in all 4 of the Cardinals' runs. Now in the 5th, Martinez looking for more. Not quite what he was looking for there. But no matter, the throw gets by JT Realmuto, and both runners come around to score. Now, those aren't technically not runs batted in, but he'll take them anyway. Martinez would also pitch 6 innings on the day. Cards go on to win 9-4, and a Cincinnati loss means the Cards get the lead in the NL Central. Royals are also in the Sunshine State. They're in Tampa Bay to take on the Rays. Nate Carnes getting the start. Bottom first, Brad Miller goes back up the middle. Carnes gets a glove on it, but it's not enough, and it ricochets into center. Corey Dickerson scores, and it's 1-0 Rays. 3rd inning, Royals with the response. Drew Butera with the moonshot to left. Almost clips the top of the dome, and we're all tied up. Later in the inning, Lorenzo Cain shoots one back up the middle, and 2-time Gold Glove winner Kevin Kiermaier lets it right under his glove, and it rolls to the wall. That, kids, is why you always put your glove down first. Cain comes all the way around for the inside the park home run. Then in the 5th, Salvador Perez with the liner to left, and Eric Hosmer rounding for home. Throw gets cut off, and it's 4-1 Royals. Carnes had 10 strikeouts on the night. Here he gets Rasmus, and he gets the win. Royals take this one over the Rays, 7-3. The last year has featured quite a few remarkable 3-1 comebacks, the Cavs and Cubs, just to name a few. With the Capitals, though, where they keep the possibility of a similar fate alive. Still down 3-2 after a win over the weekend, and the boys from D.C. needed another win to force a Game 7 back in the Capitol. First period, Caps on the power play, and for any kids watching at home, that's how you move a puck. Backstrom to Kuznetsov to Oshie to the back of the net, and they have the lead. Now in the second period, Andrei Burakovsky with the hit takes control of the puck, drifting in and banks it off Fleury. Fleury not happy with himself for giving up that one. Caps now lead by a pair. And in the 3rd, things just got ugly. We're not even 20 seconds in. And Backstrom leading a 2-on-1. He goes top shelf to beat Fleury cleanly, and it's a 3-goal lead. And then we have another Caps power play. Puck moved out of the scrum, shuffled into the open ice, and absolutely rifled from John Carlson. Rotten night for Fleury. Rotten night for the Penguins in general. They have to travel to D.C. for a Game 7. Caps keep their championship hopes alive, 5-2. The Missouri women's basketball team got their first ever SEC tournament victory last night against Ole Miss, and tip-off in their quarterfinal matchup against Georgia is in just under 2 hours.